peace of God. But here's my rant. And I've mentioned it here earlier in the message. People who I truly consider to be intelligent, rational, and even spiritually mature often refuse to have an intelligent, rational, and scriptural discussion on real things that affect people. Because it disturbs them? Because it's irritating or makes them mad? What in the world? These are real people. These are affecting real people. And the church hides. It hides from it. Because it's upsetting to them. A few years ago, I'm just giving an example to clarify things. A few years ago, in the year of our Lord, 2023, there was a bill dealing with abortion that came to the Idaho legislature. It was H374. And you guys could tell me if I get anything wrong on the details here. This was not a bill that makes the murder of children through abortion illegal. That would be something I can get excited about. Like many similar bills, it simply defines when it's okay to murder a baby, under what circumstances it is acceptable to murder a baby, and it defines in clear terms that it is legally acceptable to murder a baby. It just says which circumstances kind of fit that. Now, we should all be disturbed by that. It affects lives. Babies are being murdered. And yet, here's the kicker. Every sitting Idaho Republican in the legislature voted for the bill. And then most of those guys claim to be Christians. The church in America is in big trouble. Big trouble. Because they didn't say what is truth. They said what is popular. I will quote Charlie Kirk today. He said, "Conviction is far more important than consensus." That is very true. Conviction is far more important than consensus. Getting everybody to agree with you. Being part of the club, right? Part of the club. So my point here is not just that the church allows this stuff to go on or that the church is not really paying attention. Those are worthy points, but I'm not even talking here about the church needing to be involved in a way to change it, even though I believe it should be. What I'm talking about, the main tragedy I'm talking about today, is that the church largely applauds it. Applauds it. They promote it. They vote for it. They don't even pay attention to what pro-life groups are doing because it just sounds good and they know they're on the good team. Right? No, I should be asking, what is truth? What is truth? I'm not straining at gnats and swallowing camels here, folks. I'm talking about the stinking camels. These are the camels. These are the camels that wander among us. There needs to be a camel season. We need to get rid of them. They're camels that are hidden. It's like the elephant in the room that nobody wants to talk about, and that preachers shouldn't, or they might make somebody angry. What I'm telling you, even though there's a lot of evil in what we call the evil left, I'm just using all this to try to break through the smoke screen. I'm not even saying the problem is the Republicans. The problem, the root of it all, lies with the church in America and the support of the problems themselves. It's tolerance of evil as long as that evil seems to benefit them. And I cannot emphasize this point enough. Too often the church will tolerate evil because that evil might give them a certain immediate benefit in their life. I've said sadly many times, people will vote for compromise if they think it would give them 5% more in their bank account. Even though those things are usually lies and illusions themselves. It's horrible that the church will even glorify or tolerate evil as long as it is a benefit to them. Or at the very least, does not interfere with their lives. They'll tolerate it as long as it doesn't interfere with their lives. Doesn't matter that a whole bunch of babies are being murdered over here, because that doesn't interfere with their lives. That doesn't mess with anything they're doing. Doesn't matter that corrupt and evil economic things go on, and because, hey, I'm doing pretty good. I was originally going to preach a message on Jeremiah this morning, which talked about that. But the Lord switched me up a couple days ago. Anyway, what is truth?